Well, welcome back everybody to the Haas playthrough with the fire mod in Motorsport Manager, and it's time for the off-season slash pre-season in the run-up to Season 2 then. And I'm still sort of coming to terms with the fact that we somehow managed to scrape 6th place out of the Constructors, a lot better than we were hoping, and a lot better than it was looking before those incredible last 3 or 4 races. But I'm glad we did, because it means we should hopefully get some extra prize money. And if, considering the amount of money we've saved, if we don't have enough money to build the best car possible, then something's gone seriously wrong. Because we should get a good amount of prize money, and we've saved 58 million for this season. Now, as we go on, obviously the question marks were, before this episode, how do we go about building the car? What buildings should we build? HQ buildings, and who should we set as our reserve driver? Now, it was suggested in the comments that we maybe go for someone like Danny Kvyat, who I have started scouting, and the reason for that was suggested that we get someone in while Ferrucci, who's I think is won the popular vote by 2 votes to 0. It's still 2 votes to 0, so that's what we're going with. For him to sort of gain his skills and apply his trade in Formula 2. The only thing I would say about that is his cost is going to go up as he improves. So if we can get him into a long contract now. But for the interest of fairness, I am going to scout Kvyat, and we will wait until we get results back for him before we make it off for Ferrucci, which is I think what we're going to do. Now, anybody that hasn't seen one of my Motorsport Manager series before, obviously if you've only been watching the Haas series, you wouldn't have had an off-season. The way we're going to do this is we will do this episode for the off-season, be a little bit of a shorter episode, and get everything ready for the first race, and then within the next 2 to 3 days, so as quickly as I can, I will get out the race, first race of Season 2. So that's how we're going to go about it. Just means that it stops this episode being stupidly bloated, and it means we don't have to rush through it to try and get the first race in as well, and we can take our time. Now, pit crew, I'm just going to make sure everybody's renewed. I suddenly thought I should get everyone renewed up, but their contracts are actually per race, so none of them are going to run out between now and then anyway, are they? I was thinking maybe for all the months of the off-season they might lose their contract, but it's not time-based, it's race-based, so there's no need to do that. Right, we just need to get to the end of the season then, and we'll find out, finally, how much money we get on board. I'm hoping it's a lot, so that we can really push forward this season. Right, prize money for this year, here we go. 26 really? That's pretty poor. I think it's a bit higher than that in real life, but we'll take it. We've got no choice. I'm not going to argue about it. We're manager of the season. Thank you, Jean Todt. I thought we did a very good job as well. Definitely much better than anybody else on the grid. Have we got driver of the season as well? Have we? No, of course we. What? Lance. This game's broken. Where did Stroll come? 10th. Oh, Stroll did beat Massa, to be fair. Now, without seeing the races or remembering what happens, who would we give the driver of the season to? I mean, Hamilton obviously completely dominated this season. Perez, that's a stunning job to finish 6th. Way above Ocon, so that's a bit unrealistic in terms of the actual points total in real life. Kvyat was 11th for Toro Rosso. So it doesn't look like a too bad idea. You see, the problem with getting Kvyat for reserve is he's still a race driver in this mod. It's not Brendan Hartley, and he's had a great season, so he's not going to want to be a reserve, I would think. I guess I would give it to Pierre Magnussen personally. That's a stunning job for 9th place. Not Lance Stroll, for goodness sake. But I'm not going to complain, because if they rethink that, they may rethink the fact that we've got manager of the season. And that might be the greatest accolade of my career. In past and future. Right, new rules for this year then. 40 mile an hour pit lane speed limit. And they're replacing Yokohama track A with track B. So nothing drastic. I think that's a reduction in the pit lane speed limit, so it will just mean that it takes a bit longer to pit. So doing strategies that require less stops is going to be more. It's going to be preferable. It's not. It doesn't make a massive difference. It's probably only going to add 3, 4, 5 seconds on, I would imagine, depending on the pit lane. So I don't have too much of a problem there. And we're getting ready to design our car then. It was also mentioned about looking in at changing the designer, which isn't a bad call. I'd completely forgotten about that, to be fair. So we will take a look at the staff as well. We'll get this car underway so we know how much money we've got to play with. And this is the moment that we've been waiting for all season. Seeing, because it was said to me very early that we need to make sure we save for next year. Now, did someone tell me to turn down how much we're putting into the car? Because that seems low to me. But that takes us over 100 million. Oh, wow, look at these options. Yes, please. This menu's a bit weird. Why can't I control anything? I thought I could control the camera in this screen. Obviously not. Wow, it really does give you a lot of role-playing options. I love this. I love this a lot. Right, so currently we've got a Ferrari engine. Now, we were paying, I think, a lot more for the Ferrari engine last year. So the other options we've got that obviously aren't actual F1 options at the moment. Cosworth, who are apparently looking to come in 2021 rules. BMW, Alfa Romeo. I mean, that's an odd choice considering that's going to be pretty much a Ferrari engine. Toyota, Porsche or Aston Martin. Okay. So obviously Mercedes are the... Look at BMW. Plus 70. They've got weak improvability. But we start very strong. And it gives us a big boost to the base stats initially. And they might not be a bad option, to be honest. Because I want to start with the best car we can. Not necessarily improve it as the season goes on. Because I want to spend any spare money we've got on other elements. Such as the HQ. But it is an expensive engine. It's going to be 14 million more than the Ferrari engine we've got this year. And to be fair, there's not much difference between Ferrari and Mercedes. For the sake of one base stat, you save 6 million. I'm going to say BMW for the moment. I can't move this menu down. Why can I not move this menu? This is weird. I can't click anywhere else on the screen. This isn't good news for this mod, is it? Why is this a thing? So we've got quite a lot of ways of... As I say, this screen does not look right. Like the dimensions or anything. Why can I not do anything? Right, I'm going to have to look this up and try and sort this out. So I'll be back with you guys in a minute. I'm just going to see what's going on here. Okay, so I'm an idiot. You've just got to click continue, basically, and it goes on to the next one. I don't know if that was always the case. You know what, it's late on a Friday. I can't remember if that's always the case when creating a new car. It may be, and then we could just go back like that. So let's go through and choose our options, and if it's over budget or we think we need to save a bit of money, then we could, you know, changing from BMW to Ferrari would be a big way to change. It's very interesting to me that BMW and Alfa are so strong. I mean, Alfa at the end of the day actually have got very high reliability as well, and is a big boost. And of course, in this world, Alfa Romeo haven't partnershipped with Sauber. But, I mean, neither of them have American ties. There's no real American engine manufacturers here, so there's not really that option. I think maybe Alfa, just because it saves 4 million. But we may have to use Ferrari or Mercedes anyway, just for a cost benefit. So let's go with Alpha for now and go through the rest of the options, and then we'll see. Now, fuel, there's not a massive difference between a lot of these. You got Gulf, Total, Shell, and Petronas all showing pretty similar. Obviously, we don't know the exact numbers. There is an improvability difference between Shell and Total, and a big improvability difference down to Gulf and Petronas. So Shell do look like the best. It's only about £1 million difference between it, so I think we will go with Shell for now. Material designer, I mean, I don't think this is really applicable in real F1, but I guess it's an option in the game. That's why it's something in the mod. Now, I feel we want to go tyre wear rather than heating. And the best for that is going to be Lola. And they are cheaper than Dallara, so I think we'll go Lola for the moment. Its total cost is quickly skyrocketing though. Brake supplier. Let's see what we get. So we can max out tyre wear with Brembo. Now, we've got these sliders to play with afterwards. So we could just max out tyre wear and take the hit on tyre heating by going for Brembo, and that saves us a few million over Magneti Marelli or Bosch. I reckon we go with Brembo. Let's save a few million there. This is already getting incredibly expensive. And then the battery supplier. So these differences are really how they're used. So starting charge will mean that we get to use it earlier than everybody else. And the harvest efficiency is how often, obviously, we get to use it. Now, McLaren is the best of all worlds here, and we've saved sort of 3 or 4 million everywhere else. So, do we think that starting charge is important though? Considering how long the races are, we could just go with Ferrari, which will give us the best efficiency. But it will probably mean we lose places early on as everybody else gets to initiate their charge quicker. I think we'll go with Ferrari because we can use it more often throughout the race, and I see that as a benefit overall. So the best car we can possibly build, really, saving a few million here or there, is 77 million. Now, obviously, we could take a big chunk out of that by just going with Ferrari engines again. And you know what? Ferrari engines are actually showing best for fuel efficiency and improvability. So this base stat modifier is a little bit misleading. I guess that's just the stats, which don't directly affect how good the car is. And it is showing the Mercedes engine as better. The only thing the Mercedes engine does is give us a bit more flexibility with how we package the rear of the car. I reckon we stay with Ferrari again, to be honest, because that's going to give us, it's going to cost us 64 million. We do save a little bit because of our financial background as well, and that will leave us with about 36 million to spend on facilities and designer upgrades and stuff. I'm happy with that, I think. Obviously, right, let's play around the spiders. The sliders. And we can get... So if we package the back of the car a lot, we can change around with this. Now, we don't really need to change the nose height too much because they're maxed out. So, I think we'll leave the nose height roughly where it is. And the rear of the car, we can improve our tyre heating. Again, I'm just interested in starting with the best car possible, I think. And the improvability doesn't really matter too much. So if you make the rear of the car really tightly packaged, and then that makes up for that deficit with tyre wear. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's as good a car as we can build. We could spend a little bit more money here or there and probably max out everything, but I feel just keeping that little bit aside means we can spend it on other stuff. So we're going to go ahead with that. Hopefully you're all happy with that. As I say, unless we're doing this on a live stream, it's very difficult to get initial feedback, but I think that's going to be a good car for this year and should hopefully move us forward in the grid and leaves us, as I say, with a nice bit of money. So now we look to the HQ then. Now, upgrading the factory would enable us to improve the car quicker, and that's going to cost us 20 million. Now, we have got quite a few young drivers, so I feel... What was the one that was relevant for that? I think that is the staff centre. Yeah. Now, it only says fitness and focus improvement from that. I feel we want the car initially. So, I can't really see where our car is weak until it's built. So, this is difficult. Now, we could unlock 5-star sponsors with a helipad. Where are we currently? Team marketability is at 100%, so I think that's probably worth doing. Just so we get some more money in. So I think the first upgrade will be a helipad. It's not exactly expensive, is it? I don't know why we haven't built that before, to be honest. I'm sure someone's told me to do so. And then what have we not got built? So I just want to save a bit for the car to improve the car. Front wing improves the feedback improvement rate as well. The wind tunnel. I'm so bad at this game. I didn't realise how much this improves driver aspects as well. So I think we'll go for a wind tunnel because Leclerc really needs to improve in terms of his feedback. That's one area he's weak, and obviously it increases the front wing as well. So I think we'll go for that. Leaves us with 28 million. I honestly feel the most important building in the game is the factory. Just to give us those more staff to develop parts. Because at the moment we don't even get up to good parts across the board by the end of the season. So 50% road car factory. I forgot that was a thing in this game. To unlock it at level 3, it can generate huge income. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll go with the factory. It's a big hit, but once we've got it done, then we can start building up these other buildings afterwards. And I think that's going to give us the biggest early season boost to be able to really improve the parts we put on the car and the reliability early on. And we're going to get extra part improvement slots. So I think we're going to go for that. And that's going to leave us with 9 million to work on everything else then. So staff, our lead designer is a little bit weak. As was pointed out, I don't even know who he is. Ben Agafangilu. I mean, just for your name alone, mate, it's going to make the working day a lot shorter if I have to keep saying that. To be fair, I can just call him Ben. That's what most people probably call him. So let's go and take a look at designers. So obviously Newey and Paddy Lowe are the most obvious choices. Allison was the one that was touted as well. He's one of the more expensive ones, and it's going to cost a lot to break his contract. So Bonotto was also mentioned. He's a good intermediate, actually. Mind you, Newey's contract is running out. End of 2017. Where are we? What year is it? What year does this mod start? So it's the end of next year then. I feel we've earned that little bit of extra money. I'm happy with our main 2 drivers. It's only reserve that we've got to spend on now. I can't think of anything else we're going to be spending money on at the moment. No, so I think we may as well go for him. So, do we go for Newey, Tim Goss, or Paddy Lowe? I mean, Newey is obviously the thing we all think about. So minus 2 days per million spent. Good. Performance plus 20, minus 10. Great. Plus 2 to reliability. Minus 1 risk level. And max performance instantly with the legendary parts. Can we just use that tab to go? No. Right, Paddy Lowe. Reliability minus performance. Minus 2 days. Good components, no time to build. Random legendary. Plus 5 reliability. Not really an option. There's no massive benefits. I mean, these designers don't give you huge benefits till it gets to the end, to be honest. It's more their stats, isn't it? So, I mean, we've got a pretty solid engine, so I don't feel engine is a big thing that we need to improve. 16, 20. They've all got 16 for engine by the look of it. I'm sure it's triggering people that I keep going on the wrong tab. Deal with it. Newey's pretty good on the engine, poor on the gearbox, pretty good elsewhere. You know, the thing I love about this mod is that that nostalgia you get of being able to get those drivers and designers that we all know and love. So I'm just going to go for Newey. If you want to win an F1, that's when it's not based on an engine formula, that is, you always go for Newey. So let's see if we can swoop him from Red Bull, shall we? I'd prefer you to pay it all. Is that so you can go racing more in your classic cars, Newey? I bet it is. Okay, we'll pay it all. I don't mind. His existing contract's 566. We'll go a little bit above that. His signing on fee. No, I'm really happy with our budget, so I don't mind spending a bit more on him. Bonus size is important. Okay. Well, you're going to have to win then. You're coming to this team to make us win. So if we win, you get rewarded, my friend. Let's go 180 and see what he says. Okay, onwards we go. Let's see what he says. Interesting. Last chance. Unhappy with the money. Oh, I did. Oh, crap. I did say person pays it all. I meant to say team. That will drive some people crazy. He wants more of a signing on fee. What's the max? 3.7. Okay, we'll go 3 million. God, he is going to be expensive, isn't he? And the max is 634, so there's not really much we can do past that. His last chance, though. We can always go for someone else if he declines. That's almost the maximum we can offer anyway. Kind of going all out to get him here for no reason, but I want Newey. I want Adrian Newey. It's the only way we can win. Kvyat then. Alright, his marketability worries me. He's gonna be super expensive, and we've got to break the contract to get him out. So I think I've explored that avenue, as suggested in the comments, but I don't think we're gonna go for Kvyat. I just don't think it's the right choice. Contract looks good. You've got a good deal there. I bet it looks good, Newey. Welcome to America. Grab your Stetson, buddy. That's, yeah, I just said that. Okay. Oh, he's costly, isn't it? He's a costly little bugger. Okay. Welcome aboard, Newey. Right, final piece of the puzzle then. Let's just get it all underway, shall we? Final job is to get Ferrucci then. I've decided, I think Well, I put it to vote, and you all said that that was who you prefer in the car. I think it makes sense for this American Dream thing. If, 3 or 4 seasons down the line we can get an American in the car winning races, then that, I feel, would be series objective 1. So let's get him on board, and then obviously we get any problems with our addicted to video games. Good lad. Don't care. That's not a minus in my books. Right. Wages aren't too important. He's going to be a reserve driver, long contract. Nothing's very important to this guy, is he? He really is a proper gamer. And he's like, well, yeah, whatever, mate. As long as I can play the Xbox in the motorhome, it's fine. Okay, we'll just send him the lowest offer. And yeah, then hopefully he can get some experience at the same time as well, if we have any injuries to our 2 drivers, which will be useful. So Red Bull have already signed a new driver then, a new designer, John McGill. He's not quite a newie, is he? He was at High Tech GP before. What kind of history is this? He's a Formula 3 designer. Good luck, Red Bull. There's one position we might gain back already. It's industrial espionage, that one. Right, he's going to want more money, isn't he? Wages aren't very important, but he wants a bit more. I like his patience is a bit bigger. Is that because he's a younger driver? I don't know. What are we paying our current reserve? Who is our current reserve? I'm so bad at this game. Nashu Chetri. Oh yeah, it was just a temp, wasn't it? We're paying Kevin Magnussen 62,000 at the moment. I don't really want to pay our reserve more than our cheapest driver. So I think we'll go just below that then. Let's go 54,000. He's the man we want, and as we've learnt during this episode so far, I'm willing to pay anything to get anybody. Right, we have got a dilemma. I forgot about these. Just received some interesting news from a brake supplier. They found quite incredible gains in tyre heating. I thought our tyre heating was good though. That will max it out though. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, sure. Puts it in the red. But Ferrucci hasn't got a signing on fee, and he's not got a contract that we have to pay out. So Ferrucci has accepted. And let's not make this mistake again. Put him in as the reserve. 36 months. He's on board. The team is complete for the 2017 season then. Okay, feeling good about this. If this all comes to shit and we're terrible in the first race, I'm going to be so annoyed. It's most likely. Breakthrough with fuel. Fuel efficiency is already max, so as far as I see it, I don't really see any need. I'm sure, I don't know how accurate these stars are, whether there's a value associated behind the scenes. But as far as I see it, that's max, so I don't see any need to do it. Plus, I think we have to curb spending in this episode at some point. Otherwise, we're going to have some problems. Right, helipad's built then, so we should get some 5-star sponsors next time one runs out, which will be Tag Heuer. Interestingly, obviously we'll get to this when we get to the liveries, but I've realised, very stupidly of me, but the reason that the main sponsor is Haas, I presume, is because when you're changing the liveries between seasons, because obviously it has the official livery in this mod, but obviously you can choose your own for the second season, but it's not going to have the name of the team on the car unless they're a sponsor. So I presume that's why they do it, which is actually a pretty clever way around it, and something I would never think of, but I'd never be able to make this mod. So that's why. But yeah, that's why they're such a long-standing sponsor, so that the team can be Haas. Otherwise, you'd change the livery, and instantly you wouldn't know which car you had. Which makes a lot of sense. Is this car done yet? No. 5th of March. Okay. Right, time for livery then. Obviously, we've had a computer generation at this point in time of the new Haas car for the 2018 season. So let's see if we can do a bit of bit of a better job than that, shall we? So we've got the livery pack, which, as I've gone through before, I really don't like. Are these different? No, they're just the wrong colour combinations. Okay, so the workshop, of course, has got... this is coming back to me now. So the workshop has got... the Red Bull has got all the old team... the team relevant liveries for the mod. Right, so that's Ferrari. So these are all the official cars. McLaren. Who's that? Is that Force India? Oh yeah, there's a little splashes for the water, isn't it? Seems weird seeing them all in Haas colours. Toro Rosso, Renault, Sauber, Haas. Whee, that's us. That's a different Haas livery though, because it doesn't match up. So I presume these are... That's Haas as well. Are these... Yeah, so these are the custom ones, I think. So let's have a look through them. I do quite like that. We'll change the colours around afterwards. Let's find a livery we like. Wow, they put a lot in, which is quite cool. These are a bit funky for my liking. That's quite nice. Let's change the helmets as well, of course. I just noticed. Good grief, there's so many. I think we might just change the colours around quickly. Hang on, let's just make sure we get the right colours. Uh, 1A, 1A, 1A. One A, 1A, 1A. Okay. Let's maybe make the secondary colour that actually. So let's copy that to there. So I want to keep these official colours. So we're going to make sure we've got the paint codes the same. Now, yeah, you see the red as the primary looks a bit odd. These liveries really don't look very good with the colour combinations I've got. Okay, so let's try maybe keeping that 1A, 1A, because that seems to work better as the base colour. And I kind of want to add the this kind of red, white, and blue of America. I know it's very where's the blue on that? Oh, it's that tiny little bit at the front. That's poor. I know it's quite cheesy, but I guess the red, white, and blue. I do kind of like that. So 24 is my favourite so far. I can't be doing this all day because, let's be fair, we can barely see it when we're on track, so it really doesn't matter. That's quite nice. Maybe just a bit. I am colourblind between shades, to do bear with me. I'm not sure if these are purple or blue, some of them. Red, white and blue with the original Haas colours. I like that. Yeah, that'll do. Nice bit of colour to the team. Like it. Like it a lot. Right, we could change sponsor colours, but they seem to work as a whole. They all seem to fit the car properly. Yeah. Our 2017 Challenger, everybody. Ready to go. Right. Let's make sure we see when the car finishes. Improving the improvability. You see, we chickened out of improvability purely to get tire heating. Now that I know I've got that new factory as well, I feel this one might be worth doing as well. Let's just get that up. And now we're maxed out. There we go. That was a lot cheaper than putting other parts on the car. Pre-season testing coming up. If we're not top of these tables, I'm not expecting to be top of the tables, let's be honest. But hopefully we can have a good showing. As per normal, we never really see much from this. It'd be nice if this was an actual event in the game. You'd actually go and do a practice session. I don't know what you'd really be testing out. Maybe give you some different objectives. So it's 11th and 19th for them. Not the best. But as we know, it means very little. No issues for the car though, which is good news. And I feel those stats are only a starting point. It's always about the raw numbers of the parts once you get going. So that's what we really need to work on. Newey's happy, so that's all we can. That's good enough for me. Now, how bold do we go? I feel we were lucky to get 6th last year. How happy is Haas? Very happy. Gene's a happy boy. I think 4th, targeting Force India this year would be tricky. It's not a huge difference, so let's just be safe and go for 6th. A personal objective is 4th, but I'm not feeling confident enough to set that out right, I think. And once again, we really needs to give you a prompt to do this. That's a pain in the arse. Right, we've taken a bit of a hit on reliability there, although we've started okay for most. So let's go reliability on engine. As has been pointed out to me, even when that is at 0, we still... Let's just take a switching these. Okay, so Kamamatsu is actually better on reliability. We should have done that last season. As pointed out to me, your performance will gain a little bit because of your chief mechanic, so it's worth having it on anyway. So I think we'll go engine and gearbox for that. Again, most important things for us early on, although they are the strongest parts on our car. So I think we need to spend the early season making these small little parts. Yeah, so brakes, front wing, suspension and rear wing is where we're really weak. So let's open up the season with suspension. We don't want to risk level really, so we're just going to have to go for medium speed corners, unfortunately. It's really not helping our bank balance, but we'll get this back after the next race, so that's not really a problem. I wasted a few days of time there, really, unfortunately. Let's just see if we can get the others back up. I say it really needs a prompt to let you know your car's finished. Now you can do this stuff. So I always forget. Right, let's switch to that front wing, that rear wing. Let's try and get the minimums up as much as we can. I'll keep an eye on it, Gene, don't worry. I got you 6th last year, didn't I? Quit your moaning. Right, that's it. We're ready to go. So, as I said, as is usual with the way I do these series, we shall do the first race next time, and I shall try and get that up at the latest of Monday, but I'll try and get it out on maybe Sunday, but it's most likely going to be Monday. And we'll do the first race then. So, do let me know how you think we're going to do for this season, how you think the car's turned out. Obviously, we've made it the best car we can. We're still the slowest car on the grid. Russian time. Oh, it doesn't have that promotion mechanic, does it? Oh, that's a shame. So Russian time are now in Formula 1 instead of Sauber. That shouldn't be enabled by the mod, I feel. Oh well, it is. So basically what we've done is we've made the best car we can, but we're going to have to do all the work in the factory to make it as good a car as it can be. But so I'm hoping with the new factory built, we should be able to get parts on a regular basis on the car and push it forward as much as we can by the end of the season. Right, but do leave your thoughts and comments on the car. Our chances for the season, obviously, our new reserve driver in the form of Ferrucci, our new chief designer in the form of the godlike man himself, Adrian Newey. The team's starting to come together. It is. So, if you enjoyed the episode, don't forget that like button. If you're new, you can subscribe as well. It would be very much appreciated. And as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you again next time.